am going to give you all a golden opportunity to make some stubs. The regular season supercharged plan is different from 2022. First and foremost, all supercharged player ratings will change the next weekday morning after a game around 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. Any big performances on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday will be reflected in Diamond Dynasty on the following Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time or 1 p.m. Eastern. Another big change is that all supercharged players will be supercharged for 5 days and they will all go up to a 99 overall. Thompson makes that information very valuable. His price is already jumping up, and the reason why it's jumping up is because he had a very special performance. He hit 3 home runs in one game over this weekend, so on Monday he is more than likely to get supercharged. Looking at his buy and sell now, he is most likely going to jump instantly to 1,000 stubs in terms of buy now and in terms of sell now. So if you get him at the current price, you are going to be able to make a profit, even if it's very minimal at 250 stubs to 200 stubs, maybe even less than that per item that you buy of him. I want you to keep note that all bronze cards have a limit. You cannot sell them for more than 1,000 stubs, even if they are supercharged, unfortunately. So if you see him nearing up to 900 stubs, it is best for you to stay away from investing in him, because after the 10% cut, you're either going to lose out in terms of what you invested, or you are going to break even, and there will be no point. Also need to see that most cards, once supercharged, their life cycle of being expensive does not last a very long time. So you have a very limited time period to go ahead and sell off these cards if you do buy them currently for the cheap prices at. We saw Robbie Grossman go up to 1,000 stubs the 31st, and the very next day he was already selling for underneath 500 stubs. So if you're not early when it comes to selling these supercharged cards, then you most likely will go ahead and lose on all you invested. Another nugget I'm gonna throw out there for you all is going to be Adam Duvall. Adam Duvall is a silver, so he doesn't meet that 1,000 stubs cap criteria. I believe silvers have a cap at 5,000 stubs, so you might still be able, if you invest in him currently, to make a nice profit. What was his special performance? Well, he went 4 for 5 versus the Orioles. He hit 2 home runs, and one of them was a walk-off home run. It's time to get into some of the hidden ways that you can make stubs inside of MLB The Show. It's going to be through collections, and these are only one-time redeemable, so you can't just continue on doing it non-stop. I'm going to teach you all how I want you to collect. Normally, you might see a lot of people go inside their collection and then press auto select. That is the wrong way to do it, especially for starter collections or collections in general. The only times you want to auto select is when you know for sure you want to keep each and every single card of yours. But when we are in a situation where we are collecting common players, we want to make sure that the common players that we select are the common players that do not have a team logo like Eric Stout has in the bottom left. The reasoning behind this is because common players that are free agent generally sell for the quick sell value, which means the absolute minimum, while players that belong to MLB teams will go ahead and sell for a lot more, meaning if you lock, let's say, Eric Stout in, unfortunately you have a higher chance of losing out on potential profit than you did if you went ahead and locked in a common free agent. You're going to repeat this for every single collection that allows you to lock in any free agent, whether it's a common free agent, bronze, silver, gold, diamond, I do not care. Well, actually diamond and gold, that might be a little bit different, but the diamond in particular. In terms of the gold, I do not care. Silver, I do not care. Bronze, I do not care. Find the free agents and lock the free agents in, and then if you still do not have enough, then go around and select each card by pressing triangle, go into the locations and see what the card is currently selling for, and whichever are the cheapest cards that you have inside your collection are the next ones that you want to go ahead and lock in. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, all the way to the right, for completing some of these collections, these are one-time redeemable. You will be able to get yourself stubs back. So if you were to buy, let's say, 10 common players at the the quick sell value and they were all free agents for 5 stubs, that's going to be a total of 50 stubs. And for collecting all 10, you're going to be gaining 300. So in total, you're walking away with a 250 stub profit. But from all the packs you should have opened up already, you should have more than enough. Still in the starter collections, this one is a little different. It says collect 15 Bronze Live Series pitchers. Now, I will be completely honest with you all. It is not very likely that you will see 15 free agent bronze starting pitchers, but wherever you do see a free agent, you want to make sure you go ahead and lock it in. If you look at the location, the price of this free agent card isn't the cheapest in the world, but it's still what I would lock in personally over players that belong to MLB teams, because the players that belong to MLB teams usually sell for a lot more. Another thing you want to look out for is any card that has a no sell tag to it. For example, this Brandon card has a no sell tag in the top left. That means I've either collected it once elsewhere or MLB The Show gave it to me in a form where I was never able to sell it. So therefore, why would I waste the slot of it having a no sell and use another card instead of this one? It would make no sense. Another thing you want to pay attention to is which cards are selling for near the minimum price for a bronze. For example, this Cole Ragans is selling for 29, minimum is 25 stubs. We look at Taylor Hearn, same thing. And the reason why you want to look at how much each and every single card is selling for before you lock it in is because you might walk into duplicates that you have that are selling for a whole lot of stubs. For example, Miguel Yajure is selling for buy now 995 stubs, sell now 680 stubs. I'd be a fool to lock in any of his 3 cards instead of selling him now and then buying him back much later when he is a lot cheaper. Collecting equipment, we're gonna follow a different rubric here. Usually equipment is most expensive early on inside the game, and as the game progresses, it gets really cheap. Now, most of these silver equipment are going to be selling for close to quick sell value. So I would always lock in the silver equipment before I jump all the way down to the gold or the diamonds, because usually the golds and diamonds are going to be the expensive ones. This mission in particular, or collection in particular, is asking for only silver cards. So if you just want to play it safe, lock in each one that you have a duplicate of. Unlockables, it doesn't really matter. Unlockables sell always close to the quick sell price, and they're very hard to make a profit margin on in terms of flipping. But I would go ahead and lock the lowest tier of unlockables you have. That way you can earn yourself some easy stubs. When it comes to bat skins, you get a free bat skin, and then you get a bunch of non-sellable bat skins, especially if you did the Negro League storylines. So I would just go ahead and lock in one of those Negro League storylines bat skins. You're gonna get a show pack, you're gonna get 100 stubs, and you never know what you get from that show pack. You could get yourself Mr. 92 overall Mike Trout, which is the highest selling card in the game. When it comes to uniforms, here you can scroll all the way down and you can see if you have any gold uniforms that you've locked into another collection or any non-sellable. It's very unlikely although. So what would I do here? Same thing as always. I will lock in anything that has a duplicate just to be safe, and then all the silver ones first. In the Live Series collection, it's the same exact method. You're gonna be able to make stubs, and if you go ahead and auto select the free agents, which I would not blame you if you went ahead and did so because you don't want to manually select 200 players, you can lock that in, get yourself about more than 3,000 stubs. In total, it's going to be 6,000 stubs, 16 standard packs, and a ballin' as a habit. Talking about MLB teams, the approach is going to be a little bit different. Sometimes teams are a lot more inflated than they should be. For example, the Cincinnati Reds. If you did not already get them for a very cheap price, most of these cards are selling for well above what their market value should be. So I would highly suggest selling off on the Reds Live Series and not locking any of the cards in if you haven't already done so. If you have already done so, then obviously go ahead and finish that collection either now or when it gets cheaper. But in general, a rule of thumb is you want to go ahead and lock in any card that has a duplicate and then sell off the duplicates. And if the bronzes or silvers are really expensive, not around the price of Luis Arias, highest, which is close to quick sell value, which is 100 stubs, then you want to go ahead and sell off those cards, because in the future you will be able to buy them back for a much cheaper price. And each and every single collection is going to have a stub reward, and then at the end when you collect all, it is going to have a diamond reward as well. Don't knock a uniform collector. For collecting uniforms, you also get very good rewards. For example, if you collect 120 minor league stadium uniforms, you will get yourself 10 show packs, 2,000 stubs, in addition to 5 show packs, 1,000 show pack, 500. So in total, you're walking away with roughly 3.7k stubs and 11 packs. If you collect the golds, it's going to be the same exact thing. If you collect the diamond alternates, it has specific uniforms that are unique and rare, and you're gonna have already some non-sellables. So what I would do is I would go ahead and collect any non-sellable uniform, get that 500 stubs, and get that show pack out of the way as well. And then I would check for the throwbacks as well, see which uniforms I have that are non-sellable that you should have gotten from Team Affinity. I'd collect those too, and then I do the same thing with the AO throwbacks. These are all great ways for you to go ahead and make stubs. Now when it comes to equipment, you want to be very careful, because some equipment sells for a lot and then other pieces of equipment do not sell for a lot. For example, you don't want to auto select ever in equipment, because you don't know if you opened up a pack and scrolled past it really quickly and didn't notice you had a diamond batting glove, that instead of locking in, you could have went ahead and possibly sold inside the community market for 35 to 29k. You want to look through each and every single equipment and lock each and every single one of them manually, especially when there are diamond tier equipment that sell for a lot of stuff. We're talking about ball player collections. The dynamic perks are probably the worst ones and the easiest ones to lock in, because they should not hold value inside the community market, because they don't hold value when you take them over to Diamond Dynasty. And in Road to the Show, you prefer other perks such as these batting perks. The batting perks are always going to hold more value, and especially early on inside the game cycle, they are going to sell for a lot more. As we progress and a lot more people get the game and start playing Road to the Show, the prices will go ahead and drop. So it would be best to start selling off now. Utility perks is the same exact thing. They're going to go ahead and hold more value now and sell for a lot more now than later on. These are the ways that you want to go ahead and lock in these redeemable one-time rewards and make the most amount of stubs possible for the least amount of stubs that you possibly spent or opened up inside of packs. If you did end up enjoying today's content, hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Check out the description. We have a ton of links, including our Twitch, Discord, social medias, and how to become a member. Have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out.